Hey traders, Park here with another indicator. Actually, the finished version of my market structural indicator. I'm calling it the Precision Range Pro indicator now. The reason why it was created because one of the challenges that I face as a trader, or we all face as traders or investors, is identifying real support and resistance levels. Most of the time, we wind up just putting lines and stuff all over the charts, and those levels constantly move as price changes. So I built a ThinkorSwim indicator called the Precision Range Pro, which automatically detects trading ranges and locks in support and resistance level until price actually breaks out. So what the indicator actually does is identify consolidation zones in the market. And that's what you're seeing on the screen. When price begins trading inside a range, the indicator automatically draws support and resistance boundaries and keeps them fixed. These levels stay locked until closing price or whichever one you're choosing to break above or below resistance or support, which helps traders clearly see when the market shifts from consolidation to momentum. How this range actually works, the yellow lines represents the active trading range, the bottom line right here represents support, and the top line represents resistance. As long as price stays between these levels, the market is essentially consolidating. During this phase, traders can see the range for things like mean reversion trades back to the midpoint right here, range scalping, or preparing for potential breakout setups, especially right here where you can see we broke down below right here because we've been trading in this range since January 20th until March the 6th. The midline shows the equilibrium levels of the range, which is often where price rotates during the consolidation. That's what you're seeing right here with this midline right here. The inside the range, you'll see also Fibonacci levels. These are what these clouds represents. This is the cloud structure for the Fibonacci levels. These levels help highlight areas where price might react within the range, and you can see where price dipped down into these Fibonacci levels right here. If you're unfamiliar with Fibonacci levels or the ratios, they're in the actual indicator as well. You can go in there, you can change those as well. These are your fib levels right there. They provide additional context for identifying potential reversal or continuation of moves. When price finally breaks the range, the indicator prints a breakout activation signal, which is what you're seeing right here. Your arrow and your this box is yellow box is drawn around it. At that point, the Precision Range Pro resets as an anchor VWAP, which helps track the strength of the new move. This makes it easier to identify whether breakout is gaining momentum or starting to fade. You can see this blue line or cyan line right here represents your anchor VWAP. This is the anchor VWAP that was created when the range was created. And this dotted line right here represents when the range actually breaks or a continuation from the past break. Another useful feature is the historical range memory. When a range completes, a new one forms. The previous support and resistance levels remain on the chart, or that's what you're seeing with these dashed lines. This purple line right here represents your previous range. That's what this one is, and this your previous midpoint as well. Now that we have a breakout, now we have our new historical range levels values. Now this these purple lines shooting out from the break point of that range. I mean, from the support level right here. These previous ranges often act as future support and resistance levels. So we can actually show the rest of the indicator. So only this range. So if you only want to see this one range and not draw so much data from your machine, so that's what I was saying from this breakout. This is the anchor VWAP from that previous breakout. This dash line represented the previous breakout level, previous VWAP from the previous VWAP level, almost like a continuation. With this indicator, if you choose to get this indicator, you're going to get a scanner and watch list as well. So the Precision Range Pro also includes a ThinkorSwim scanner and watch list. This allows you to quickly find stocks that are approaching their ranges and trigger breakout signals without manually scanning all day. So this is your actual scan right here. A few of you seen me use this scanner before. What you're gonna do is just basically go up here to add filter, we're going to add in the study. We're going to add in study. We're going to do 2026. Probably didn't do that right. There we go. Precision range pro scan. And we're going to look for a cross up. These are going to be the different things you can select within here. A cross up, cross down, closest greater than range high. If it's outside the range and if it's outside the range, it's trading above this previous range high. And this one is outside the range and trading below its range low. Closest greater than the range. If you care about the midpoint for a mean reversion trade, if it's trading inside, if you're looking for anything inside the range, and also you get the parabolic czar also. So we're gonna look for cross up is true within one bar, and we're gonna say okay, and then we're gonna scan. These are the results that we got from our cross up on the Precision Range Pro. Let's go look at some of these. I have it sorted by market difference. That's basically if it's trading better than the S&P 500. So we'll look at this one right here, this healthcare one. ORKA. Let me put my drawings back on here. ORKA. Here's your breakout right here. $41 stock. You can see right here. This is what I talked about with those historic levels right here and with the VWAP. You can see right here, it broke out of this range right here, came back, retested the previous range high right here. That's what you're seeing right here. And then actually touched. You can see some of those wicks actually tugging that continuous previous VWAP right there. And now you got another breakout. So that's one of the things right here. You're not going to the best way to use it is not to use it buying this first breakout right here. I don't know why. I guess it's an earnings play, so maybe right there. But for the most part, you'll look for a continuation from here. So I guess Monday morning, if this is continues going up, then you'll look for a breakout from here or a continuation in this path. And you can see right here, you got another right here, and it's really using historical breakout levels right here. Even if I were to say, hey, just show me the current range right here, I'm still getting those previous range levels right there. Something for me to trade off of or to look for an expectant right there. Even if I'm just using the indicator by itself. But I'm gonna put the historic levels back on there. We're gonna look at one. We're gonna look at another chart. So we can look at another indicator. I want to look at this one because it had the greatest percent change. We'll go look at this one. Consumer discretionary loco. I don't know what this is. LOCO. LOCO. And you can see this is a huge gap up. It was an earnings play. So it had earnings I guess Thursday and Friday. It basically just shot up from there. But it had been trading in this actual range from here since December 17th. You can see where it had a mean reversion back to the midpoint or this fib level right here. And it basically just was range trading from there. And then you got this breakout from there. We can go look at some of these bigger name stocks like Apple, AAPL, and we can see Apple is trading within this range, and you can see it's possibly going back to this 240 level right here. This where it actually pushed back above. Actually, a stopping point and pushed up into it. You can see where it hit these fib levels right here. And you can see where this anchor VWAP and everything came into play as well. So the watch list that I told you about, here's your watch list right here. It's telling you VXY is in a range. SQQ is in a range. Is possibly getting ready to break out of a range. We can also look at QQQ as a comparison to that one. And it's actually, I had this line drawn for the 600 level. I also had this line drawn for the where all these place where all these lower wicks dip down into and price reverse from these levels right here. But you can see right here, it had these mean reversions where it just couldn't do anything. But this is your range trading right here. Some let's see what this is. So this is trading outside the range, so its close is greater above the range. I'm not sure why it's showing now. Probably because the market is closed. It's Saturday when I'm doing this video. So S Dow is trading above its range. I haven't looked at this in a while. And this is just a pro shares short the Dow. And you can see where it had its breakout on this day right here. XLP is in the range. So it's trading a pullback, and this has really been on a run. Let's see. So it's been on a run since the first January 13th was this breakout, and it's just been running from there. Found this the anchor VWAP actually been offering support, then it's been pushed up, and then it had to change direction. So the other thing that's in here, if you haven't watched my other video on the ZAR, parabolic ZAR, you have these parabolic ZARs in here as well, and you also have these risk lines as well. I cut all that stuff off for the beginning of the video. So just wait for that to load back up. And this kind of works as your entry line right here where the price broke out, and it represents the closing price for that day or for that candle. Your parabolic ZAR, you can use that as your potential stop loss. And you can see I have I modified this parabolic ZAR. It's not going to be like the regular one, which you're going to get a whole bunch of flips on the regular. But this one, it takes the closing price to actually flip the ZAR. The closing price breaking below like here to flip the ZAR. And then you had another flip right here. But it's not going to change the range until the actual closing price or whatever price that you choose from the indicator to actually break. So you can choose these for your breaks. You can have the close for your breaks. You have your HLC3, that's basically high low close divided by 3, or you can have the midpoint of the actual candle, high low divided by 2. So you could paint these bars as well. You could show the lines. You don't want these lines right here. You hide the fibs, show fib cloud. Right now I have the fib actual lines for the Fibonacci levels hidden. You can have them show, you can hide the clouds. So I'm going to say yes, and we can see how it painted the bars. And the difference in the painting colors of the bars is acceleration. And that's what you got right here. You got a lot of acceleration when it came to the parabolic ZAR. That's why the parabolic ZAR is bright green. And when it's not, acceleration is not the case. It'd be dark green. But it's still positive trendly more into this area. So you could say that, but parabolic ZAR basically stands for stop and reverse. And that's basically what price did in these different areas. Stopped going higher, reverse down, then it pushed back above. So it's kind of like that. But because these flip so much, you really can't use them. Well, I say this because you really don't want to be trying to trade in a lot of times when it comes to these flips. You can use it for a trend indicator, but a lot of times these flips, like you saying, you got 3 different flips right here. So you want to use it with some type of momentum indicator, whatever your momentum indicator that you like to use. One of the ones I'm using is this cloud right here. I call it 4 times cloud. Basically, on a daily, it represents 21. Then I multiply 21 by 2, then 3, then 4. And that's basically what makes up this cloud. So this is the actual 21-day move average. This is your 2 times, and this is your 3 times, and the bottom of it is your 4 times. So that gives me, I think it's 86 or 83 for the lower part of my move average. But let's push it down to a lower time frame. Let's go back to the ES, and we'll push it down to a lower time frame. So we'll push it down to a 10-minute. And this is basically what price action did for those 10 minutes. You can see you got a break right here, and this will be your entry line right here, possible entry line, this white line that's extended away from the close of the candle that broke above it. And you could have gotten in right here on this candle right here for a short scalp. And you can see from there, you got this break of this. You can't see it because it's in the cloud, but it broke this ZAR level right here, which created another range right here. And you can see where it broke down below that range, and that's why this candle is highlighted in yellow. Then it tried to push back above, but it couldn't quite clear the clouds right here. On the 5 minute, I have the clouds on a period of 12 5-minute bars represents an hour. And then you just multiply from there. Or where I multiply by 2, 3, and 4, and that's where these clouds come in. And so it's kind of like a time-based move average cloud. And you can see from here, um, basically prices traded down into this next range right here, and it still can clear this cloud. But I'm gonna cut off the color of the price, so painting bars. I'm gonna use my relative volume indicator that you can't see on the screen. You can see from here, price, it tried to reverse here, but it reversed right back down on strong volume. That's what this bright red candle right here represents. And you can see right there that basically from the cloud just basically rode it on down. And this is where price ended for the day. We can go to, I want to go one of those reversal days where price traded down and then reversed back above. So you can see right here where it's been like this for the last couple of days, before Thursday and Friday, I say. When the stock market opened up, price would trade down. At least the S&P 500 trade down, and you see it broke that range, but then it reversed back up. So this could have been an entry point right here. It created a range right here from this high right here, and you could have used that as resistance and then possible resistance, but it broke above it using this white line right here, this closing, your entry line right here as your possible entry. From there, you can see where price kind of just traded up from there, and use the anchor VWAP, and also use your I say the time-based move average clouds, whatever you want to call them. But they're just move averages, and you can see where it just basically trended up from there, and it created another range here when this ZAR level got broken. And then you can see right there, it created this range high and this range low, and then price found support right there, and then continued on up. One of these days, it really, they had an explosive move. This is it right here. But the S&P had been trading within this huge range. Let's see. Yeah, this huge range right here. Once it broke down, so that was his last breakdown from there. It basically broke down from this level, found support when it actually did get a change in direction from the ZAR indicator. Actually create this range right here, and then from there it locks that range into place, and it waits for another break. And you can see right here, using these Fibonacci levels, you could have possibly gotten in over here, especially when you've seen all these support, all these low wicks in this Fibonacci level. So this would be your 38.6 Fibonacci level, and then you see right there, broke back above the clouds right here as well, and then it broke above the 61.8, found a little resistance at 78.6, didn't break, close, did not break below the parabolic czar right there, and it continued on until it finally got a break right here with a break right there, and then it traded back up, and then it just pushed up from there. But here's your actual break there, being your entry line if you're using a range. Breaks for your entries, and using the anchor VWAP or your possible ZAR level for your exits. I think I pretty much showed you everything I believe this indicator has. You can see right here, we traded basically within this range the whole entire day on this day. It works on all time frames. All time frames, so we can push up to 15 minute, and you're probably going to get a bigger range from there. And that's exactly what happened. You got this huge range, and you can see how we just traded throughout the day. Basically on this 15 minute, basically came down, broke our pre-market low right there that was found right there. And we can go to 30 minute, an hour, and it just gives you one of those ranges. We can actually go to a weekly chart as well, and you can see, let me get rid of those drawings. And let me take my cloud back off here as well so we can actually see the actual range. And we got this range right here. And actually, ES broke out on October 20th, was a breakout. And then we've just been trading within that range. And you can see where it pushed down, where our continuation from VWAP, this dotted line right here, and our parabolic czar. You found a low, but you didn't have a close or break down below that either to cause a change direction with the czar, my modified czar, and then you had your new czar right here, and you have a new range. So on the weekly, it looks to come back down and test 6,540.25 cents from this previous low back here. I guess it's be this low right here, or actually this low right here. So it looks to test these lows right here on a weekly, and we can go to a monthly as well. Same, no, this is June. It broke out in June. So if you want to use a breakout on the monthly for your scanner, you can use that as well. You can see we had a breakout back here in December. That pull back to the midpoint, or that pull back to that actual range right there. Wow. So let's do this. Let's change this to, let's look at it on weekly. Let's find some weekly breakouts. So here are some results from our weekly breakouts. Let's LWLG. LWLG is a weekly breakout. This is what it looks like on a month. They have a lot of volume on a monthly. Let's go to the weekly. And here's our breakout on a weekly. We had a breakout previously that didn't hold up on September. You can see why those wicks tried to cross above, but it couldn't. I believe it has some resistance back there, and there's your resistance level. So if you're actually drawing lines and everything on the chart, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, you can use this to draw those different lines for your support and resistance. That's basically what I did right here. It found a resistance level right there, and it broke above. So I'll be looking for this one. I actually did make some money off of this one Thursday. It didn't have a good what day was it? I want to say it didn't have a great day, Friday. I looked at it Friday. When I seen it do this, I left it alone. But I got in it over here. I believe it's 650 something, sold it somewhere around here. But then I seen later on in the day it was pushing above. So you could have played this range on this I found it pre-market. Found it pre-market. It was exploding up from the previous day, and I was looking for a continuation. And it's somebody came out with something about the lights, electrons, and all this other stuff that this stock is doing. I don't care about that, but yeah, I cared about what it was doing. So we can go back to the scanner. We're gonna look at the greatest percent change, and that was it. Here's an energy shot, P10, PTEN is pushing up. Had a great day Friday. Going to the weekly. This is what it looks like weekly, and it looks like it's turning around from this. It's the all time lows. No, it's not all time low, but these lows that it was set it in, what month is this? In last March. So last March it set these lows, and now this March right here, a whole year. Now it's pushing back above to March. So it's turning around. You actually got a nice turnaround right here. You can scan for these breakout czar levels as well. So if you care about the different czars breaking out, all you're gonna do is look for czar bullish and bearish czars. It was one other thing I wanted to show you with the indicator. This cloud high pass. So if you don't want to see the per pass ones, you can hide that. The fib levels, paint bars, change the different things like that. Change those different colors. Let's see. So let's go back to the watch list, and you can see where in range close above And the precision range watch list will show either it's in the range, just trading above the range, close or greater than range. In range, this one represents if the price is above the midline, it'll be yellow. If it's in the range, the pink one is a price below the midpoint, and it'll be in range as well. Range trading below the range, and that's what you're seeing right here on the XLF, the financials, and it's going towards this gap, this previous gap level. Well, I guess it really don't matter because price and traded already. So yeah, my laptop is getting ready to die. Bye. We saw that it's breaking below its range, it's closing. Uh, in the range. That's gonna be. Oh, I'm on a weekly chart. That's why I'm like something's wrong. I have this. If you get this indicator, you just go in there. You just change this to. So yeah, you just change that to daily or weekly from your more watch list. That was trading out of range. Here's back to the spot, trading outside his range or below his range. I think that, oh, here's your breakdown. So this one, XLV is breaking down. That's one of the things I was looking for with this range. So on the watch list, you'll get this breakdown. And I don't know why I have a break above on here, but I do have a break above. I do have a break up right here. There's your break up. So breakdown and break up. So that was then there's changed different colors. Some of these don't have different they don't have enough date or enough time for this. That's why you get a nan. I believe it's because it's Saturday as well. But other than that, the indicator works just fine as is. Um, and that's pretty much going to be the end of the video. I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to what I had to say. I hope it was helpful. I wish you guys the best. Stay safe and God bless.